What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Big Row 206 back with another episode of Hangin with the Bruh. And as always, hanging out here with my boy, the Keymaster 84.
Holla, holla.
Holla, 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 holla. That's been his intro for like 6 months.
Dude, just going with what
Go,
what works.
go, what feels natural. But anyway, guys, today on this episode of Hanging with the Bro, we're going to be talking about something that I'm actually really excited to talk about because I've been like pitching any idea I can across for Keymaster for this topic for like the last 3 weeks.
Yeah, this has been one that's been going for a while.
Yeah. So we're gonna be talking about celebrity and pro athlete backing esports in all facets, whatever they're backing it in. So the reason,
Yeah, and
yeah,
it's gonna be awesome.
yeah, it's gonna be awesome. Now the personal reason why I'm a super, super, super excited to talk about this is because my favorite professional football team, our starting left tackle actually jumped on board and started backing an esports betting website. Mr. Russell
No,
Okung, number 78 for your Seattle
yeah,
Seahawks.
which I mean, yeah, I know it's a sporting website, so it's not quite the same as like an actual like full on like team. But I mean, still, it's what you have to understand when a celebrity backs something, especially like that. Like that's not just like he's like, yeah, I think I'll pitch him like 100 mil or whatever. Not 100 mil, but I mean, I think I'll pitch him like 5 mil. You know what I mean? Like he didn't have the power to do that. Like his agent and his money guy
His
said, you know
accountant,
what?
yeah,
It's not a bad investment. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
that's the conversation that happened.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
There's
Like
more
like
than
that's
just
okay to
him.
think because
There's
people are
more than
like,
just him saying it's a good investment.
yeah. So that's something you have to start thinking about is like that means there's a guy. All he does all day is money. That's all he does all day is money. And he went, you know what? It's not a bad idea. Which is crazy to think because I mean, there's a lot of people who don't see esports as a big deal.
Yeah, to a lot of people, it's still a joke. I mean, it's still just a recreational thing when people who are already in the industry or backing the industry are making good profit, and it's turned itself from what a tens of thousands of dollars a year industry to like $2 billion industry.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and there's a few people, the early adopters, who were like, yeah, duh,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
yeah, something coming. You know, I mean, but now like the thing is, and it's not even like you're getting just like the random schmo anymore backing it. As far as like the right guard for a baseball or the right guard for a football team. You know what I mean? Now you're starting into the level of like a left tackle. A left tackle is a pretty important position.
Yeah. What is it? That movie, The Blind Side.
The whole
Nine.
movie's based off that position.
Yeah. Well, it's like 98% of the teams in an NFL league in the league of the NFL, the highest paid player is the quarterback. And
Hmm.
then like 90% of the time after that, the second highest paid person is the left tackle.
Yes. Hmm. Yep.
So I mean, and to kind of veer off the football, a little bit. I'm not much into many other esports, but I'm trying to be because of our news thing on Wednesdays. I found out that the legend himself, Mr. Rick Fox, all-star, all-pro NBA basketball player, soon to be Hall of Famer or already Hall of Famer, purchased a League
He
of
should have been
Legends
already, in
team.
my opinion. But
League of Legends team. He bought a League of Legends team, the whole thing, bought the whole damn thing.
yeah, the whole thing. Yeah, he said, yeah, it's all mine. I want it all.
Yeah, and I mean, he literally dropped the money, and he owns a team, and that team is mounted to be like a top five team this year.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And Mark Cuban,
Mark Cuban from the Dallas Mavericks, the owner of the Dallas Mavericks, the NBA team.
he's been talking about trying to buy a team, or been thinking in the process of wanting to buy a team at least for the last few years. So that's something
I
else.
think
You know.
Little Wayne's thrown money at esports.
Hmm.
I mean, we're talking rappers, professional athletes, movies, actors, actresses, TV personalities. I mean, radio people. Just in general, there's a crap ton of people who are already big names in their own right, backing this thing that we all love, which is competitive video games.
Hmm. Yeah, exactly. And I think by this happening, it's adding an extreme level of legitimacy to it.
Oh, totally. I think. See, I always look at League of Legends as kind of a standalone thing where like League of Legends gets backed by some of the biggest companies in Asia. Like
True. Yeah.
they buy houses of players so that if their team loses people, they have other people to replace them with. And
Right. Yeah.
all these 5 to 10 teenagers do all day long and get paid a really good sum of money to do is play that game.
Hmm.
That's all they do.
Yeah.
And it's their
Yeah.
job, and they're getting paid like pro athletes in the United States get paid to do so.
Yeah.
And that's kind of migrating into what we covered in esports a couple weeks ago or this week or whatever this video is going to go up. There's companies in the United States now that are starting to make moves to make it so that the United States is going to kind of be in that group.
Yeah.
Like
No, you might. Yeah.
Activision Blizzard purchased MLG for $46 million so they could potentially get a TV spot for Call of Duty.
Hmm.
What would putting pro Call of Duty on TV do for just that game alone, let alone esports?
I mean, I think what happens um, if they do end up getting like okay, for example, so TBS, big, they're a
Turner
big
Broadcasting
broadcast.
Syndicate or
Yeah,
whatever.
they're a big television company, and they're doing a esports CS:GO league. It's going to be on TBS. I think it's Friday nights, um, and they're going to have live games on TV.
Which the newly branded Optic
ESPN.
game won the qualifier.
Yeah, just saying. Anyways, uh, hashtag Greenwall. Anyways,
Hashtag Greenwald.
but and then on top of that, was it? So there's that. ESPN has actually made a whole esports division now.
Finally.
You know,
Yeah, but some of those analyses.
there's that EA.
Yeah, we'll get into that though because that ESPN thing I think we need to talk about a little bit too because
Yeah,
there's still
yeah.
people like the purist who are so against them having an esports division.
Well, they can get left behind. I mean,
Word.
I mean, it's like these companies. These companies don't just they're not just like that's what you gotta understand about companies that are this big is it's not like they just sit there and go, oh, we have some money to waste this quarter. Let's go waste some money. That's not how they think. Their thing is okay. We need the money. How do we make the money? You know what I mean? Like that's their whole thing. They don't have time to be like, oh, this is kind of a gamble. You know, there is no gambling for them. If they gamble,
Right.
they could be out of a job.
Well, it's just like when we talked about the topic of what would you do with life changing money. You, you know, there's people that make so much money in this world, don't know what to do with it, and then there's people like us who, if we win it, we know exactly what we're gonna do with it. Am I gonna throw,
Yeah,
let's say, $100 million at esports to help it grow? Yeah, you better believe I am.
yes, please.
Oh, you want me to buy a
Yeah,
team just so I can be a part of the industry? Yeah, no problem. Oh, you want me to
yeah,
buy a brand and have my own brand? Oh, sure, no problem. Anytime. How much? How much? Just here, I'll give you a
How
blank
much?
check. You tell me what the number is you put in there.
Yeah. No,
But that's
and
coming from
what it's
hardcore people like us, though, that want to see esports flourish in 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 the future. You know, we want to see it grow to be what we all know it could possibly be.
and I think with the people who are getting into it now, I think it's gonna help the industry a ton, just based off of who they are.
Yeah, just name
You know, like
dropping.
I was saying before, it's not like it's the relief pitch, the fifth relief pitcher, lefty specialist for the Atlanta Braves. You know, it's Rick Fox.
We're talking important people in their own rights.
Yeah,
Like, yeah, I mean,
Shaquille O'Neal. Shaquille O'Neal is trying to get involved in esports.
I saw that. Yeah, I did see that. Yeah, I mean that's
You
crazy
know,
because Shaq's
like
a big name. Shaq's a huge name.
he's a lot of huge in general. He's a
But
lot of man.
see, and I think a lot of what's loaning its hand in this right now, and like talking about current time, is that the all stars that are coming into the leagues, and I mean, professional athletes in general, but the all stars that are coming into their own leagues as far as NFL, basketball, baseball is concerned, we're all college kids. What do college kids do? They play video games
Video games.
all day long, all night long. That's what. Hey, bro, come over to my dorm. Let's smash out some Halo 5 real quick. Oh yeah, no problem. I'll be there. And then they stay up all night and they miss the next day's class.
Yeah, exactly.
They follow what they love, and we all grew up playing video games. And we're not the only people to. I mean, we're not a dying breed. Video games are only becoming more popular.
They're becoming more mainstream. Yeah. No, and I think that companies like TBS, um,
Are going to
in
see the
my
benefit.
opinion,
Are going to see the benefit.
they're playing it smart. They're playing it smart. I mean, is it a gamble? Yeah.
Huge gamble.
Could this not pay off? I guess.
But the
I mean, I
potential
don't.
outweighs the hazard.
Yeah. I mean, I just don't see. What's the best way to put it? I just don't see. If I'm, I mean, and it's really hard for me to not be biased in the situation. But for me,
Of course.
if I was looking at an investment in something that I think that could be big, I mean, esports is definitely it. I mean, if you think about it, the prize pools for all these events have only ever gotten bigger.
Okay,
They've only ever increased.
exactly. Okay, just to speak on that point, Keymaster's favorite game, Halo, which he's put in over 150 plus hours on the game, which I found out today.
Do we need to bring that up?
I did. I didn't. I need to bring it up publicly so that people know that we have a problem. But let's put that in perspective. The HCS, the Halo Championship Series, is started off with a $1 million prize pool for the championship. Right?
Mm-hmm.
It was 1 million when it started.
Mm-hmm. 1 million was the seed money. Yeah.
So when Halo 5 dropped, they have this new thing called rec packs, which I don't know if anybody's if you lived under the rock for the last 3 months and you don't know what we're talking about, go watch a couple of Keymasters videos on his channel. Watch my video on my channel. Watch us anytime we talk about Halo, we're talking about rec packs. So these things are in-game packages of cards or in-game benefits that benefit you in game, but it's also to complete a set or get new weapons, new this, new that, armor, all this stuff.
Well, there's a percentage, but it's weird because it doesn't. The rec packs don't for them. Excuse me. The rec packs for them don't just support the esports. They support the esports. They support the free map packs. I mean, they support a lot more than just like one thing. But yeah, mainly
The fans of the
they've
series
said
have
They
boosted
did it.
this pot
Oh, come on.
twice. I mean, it's what,
Yeah,
almost $2 million now.
it's $2 million as of this moment.
So it is literally doubled by fan backing.
Mhm. Yeah,
The
yeah,
championship for these pro players to win. This has no benefit to the people who are putting the money into this. It's for the pro players who are playing the game.
yeah. No, totally. And the other thing too about it is it's not just like, what's the best way to put this? It's not just them. Like,
Right.
I mean, Halo's the most recent example.
But League of Legends,
Yeah, I mean they run theirs a little bit differently
isn't
than
it off
the
ads
others.
though? Like off of ad. I mean, they're putting a lot of money in
Yeah,
just based on ads, aren't they?
yeah, but they also you're salaried. So like, okay, what a lot of people don't understand about League of Legends, you sign a League of Legends contract to a a team who is in the summer split, spring split, whatever split it happens to be. When you sign that contract, not only are you making your contract money, you're making your you're making a salary from the LCS. That is why their prize pool isn't as much. That's why they're not rolling like the Dota does. Like, for example, I just pulled it up because I had to pull it up. Dota this last year had an $18.4 million prize pool.
Which, side note, had one of their championships in my city.
Yes, but
Just saying,
and
just saying.
a majority, I would probably say about 80% of that was crowdfunded, if not more.
So,
80% of that was crowdfunded.
and as soon as these bigger businesses realize, like, what TBS is doing, what Rick Fox and Russell Okung are doing backing esports, and they're making money, I mean, and we're not talking pennies here, folks. We're talking major money. Once they
Yeah,
realize that there's major money to be made in esports, I think it's just going to blow up. You could see, obviously, houses of professional teams. You could see multiple different brandings with backing from different companies. I mean, you could see stadiums, esports stadiums built.
already
It
been done.
already been
As a
done.
matter of fact, actually.
MLGs, right?
Yeah, yeah, LG's has a stadium in Columbus, Ohio, that they built off of their brand. That's something that Activision bought when they bought LG. Was they
Oh,
bought that
they
stadium?
did buy the stadium.
Yes. Yeah, that's
Well, I
one of the
guess
things that they bought.
acquiring all their assets would include buying an esports stadium.
Yeah, just buy a stadium. It's a stadium that's specifically designed for esports. Like that's that's the kind of thing that we're getting into these days. Is it's not just certain things. It's craziness. Like I don't know. And maybe I'm too close to the situation, but I don't know.
It's got endless potential. And
Mhm.
the only reason I wanted to talk to this about a subject is because it's going to take those big name people and big companies to make this esports grow to what potential it really has.
Sure. Yeah. No, for sure.
All right, guys. So anyway, we're gonna end this video here. I don't want to get too heated up and talking
Because we
about
can
this
talk
too
for
much because we could talk
hours
for
on
hours
this.
about this subject.
Yeah.
I hope you guys liked what you hear. If you guys want to have any topics you want us to talk about or any comments about the one we just spoke about, don't forget to leave those comments in the comments box below. Also, any links we leave in the description box, don't hesitate to link, comment, subscribe to our Twitters. This, that, and the other thing. You guys know the spiel. Keymaster, anything left to say, sir?
As always, guys, we're playing games to make gains, and haters gonna hate because they hate us because they ain't us. We'll see y'all next time, guys.
Later.
Peace.